Laura's going to be so surprised. She thinks it's just a regular meeting of our American Girls Club, right?
Right. She doesn't even know we know today's her birthday. Luckily, she's going to be a little late.
Good, we've got plenty of time.
So did everybody bring everything?
Who brought confetti?
I brought confetti.
I got the candles.
I brought the cake.
Who's got the streamers?
I got the streamers.
Looks like we're ready.
It's gonna be great! Flowers! We forgot the big tissue paper flowers we made.
Becky's bringing them.
Why isn't she here yet?
Where's your big sister, Michelle?
She couldn't fit in the car with all the flowers, so she's walking. She'll be here soon.
Birthday party! Birthday party! Birthday party! Celebrate! Birthday party! Birthday party! Birthday party! It's gonna be great!
Perfect. I'd say it's perfect. And I'm feeling just so perfect, just so perfectly fine. Secret. We kept it secret. And to think this whole idea for the party was mine. I'm so excited, I can't stand it. How we plotted and we planned it. Boy, it took some strategy. It was so hard not to tell her, to keep it to myself, 'cause I think her very closest friend is me. When Laura moved here, she was a stranger. She seemed a little sad and all alone. I tried to help her. I was her first friend. I brought her in and helped her feel at home.
Birthday party! Birthday party! Birthday party!
Don't want to be late.
Birthday party! Birthday party! Birthday party! Celebrate!
I'm here. I'm here. I ran all the way.
Don't worry, Becky. Laura called and said she's going to be a little late. She asked to babysit her brother, and she probably won't be here for a half an hour.
Why did she call you, Katie? I was the one who told her what time to be here. Becky, you gotta see the cake. It's so beautiful. It has roses on it.
Katie found out roses are Laura's favorite flower.
Katie found out? How?
She told me. Rose is her middle name. She was named after her grandmother.
And it's Katie's turn to run the meeting today.
So, Katie, you should tell us what to do.
Okay, this is so perfect. See, our theme today is friendship, and our project was to make a friendship quilt. Now, you guys were all supposed to make squares about friendship based on your favorite American Girl stories. Did you bring them?
Michelle, what'd you do with
mine?
mine?
Great! Put them over here. See, we'll each tell our stories, and then at the end of the meeting, we'll give the quilt to Laura as her birthday present. She'll be so surprised. It's so perfect.
Perfect. She says it's perfect. And yet I'm feeling not so perfect, not so perfectly great. Friendship. The theme is friendship. I'd say a friend should always call you when she's gonna be late. Look how I worried, how I hurried. And I guess I should forget it. Not important, I suppose. But you'd think a friend would tell you and not tell someone else that her very favorite flower is a rose.
You know how Laura had to miss meetings because she had to help her mother? Well, that's just like Kirsten. She had to drop out of school when her mother had a baby. And remember how Kirsten's friends made her a friendship quilt to show that they had missed her? Well, that's what we're doing for Laura. It's so perfect.
Perfect. Okay, it's perfect. I guess a friendship quilt is perfect, and it's perfectly clear. We've missed her. We've really missed her. She's so busy babysitting, and she never is here. Sorry, I guess I'm sorry that I've got these funny feelings. I should drop it, I suppose. But it sure does seem peculiar. How did Katie know her birthday? And all the other stuff that Katie knows. Like her very favorite flower is a rose.
When I was at Laura's house, helping her babysit, I noticed that the blanket on her bed was really old and worn out.
Laura's mom works all the time, so she hasn't had a chance to fix up Laura and her brother's room.
So this quilt is going to be perfect. It's going to brighten up her room.
Did I just hear that? I can't believe it. Katie's been to Laura's house. Maybe Keisha has too. I can't believe it. I've never been there. She's never asked me, and I almost can't believe that it's true. And I always knew it, that I always knew her birthday. And I knew her favorite flower is a rose. Birthday party, birthday party, birthday party, celebrate. Birthday party, slumber party, birthday party. It's gonna be great!
Okay, everybody, let's start without Laura, so she won't suspect anything when she gets here.
Okay, I'll start. This is Felicity's friendship story. My Colt Patch says, faithful friends, forever be. Felicity's mother had decided it was time for Felicity to begin her education as a gentlewoman. So Felicity found herself taking lessons in dancing, handwriting, stitchery, and the proper way to serve tea. There were 2 English sisters at lessons too. Annabelle, the older one,
You must be the shopkeeper's daughter.
and the younger one, Elizabeth. Felicity didn't like Annabelle very much, but she and Elizabeth immediately liked each other. But one day, trouble started brewing around the tea table. A group of colonists were protesting the British tax on tea and threw a shipload of tea into the river.
Your father said those hotheads were right to throw tea into the river.
No, he didn't. He said that
Yes, he did. Bitsy heard him. Didn't you, Bitsy?
That's not what he said. He said the men who threw the tea in the river did what they thought was right. Tell her, Elizabeth. You were there. You heard him.
Your father is a traitor. He could be hanged.
Traitor? My father is not a traitor. Traitors are liars. Traitors are cheaters. Tell her, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, tell her. How could she do it? She just said nothing when Annabelle was lying plain as day. She just stayed quiet. She didn't answer. Elizabeth had not a word to say. How could she do it? I guess I hate her. I guess she's not my friend. It's plain to see. My father's not a traitor. And yes, I really hate her. Elizabeth's the traitor to me. I don't want to go back to lessons anymore.
It's because of the argument about tea, isn't it? I think it would be a terrible waste to throw away your friendship with Elizabeth because of one misunderstanding.
She thinks father is a traitor to the king.
Did she say that?
No, Annabelle did, but Elizabeth didn't stop her.
Elizabeth isn't as brave as you are. You must be patient with your friend. Go back and talk to Elizabeth. Try to untangle the knots and start again. It will take courage.
It's our fathers who disagree,
And there are differences between you and me.
we hear the drumming and the mustering for war.
We hear that trouble's rumbling just outside the door.
And there's a tempest in every pot of tea, but there's no denying it's plain to see. I really like you, and I can tell that you like me. Can't we still be friends? Forgive and make amends, in spite of the differences that pull us apart.
There's no denying the pull of the heart.
Can't we still be friends, with a friendship that never ends? Untangle the knots between you and me, and faithful friends forever be.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I will take no tea. Will faithful friends forever be? Faithful friends forever be. So the point is that friends don't always agree on everything.
What time is it? I just wish Laura would hurry up.
Shh! Here she comes! Everybody act natural. Hi, Laura!
Hi. Sorry I'm late. That's okay, but we started without you.
Yeah, I was just going to start my Josefina story. This is my quilt square. It's two little hearts inside one big one. About a year after Josefina's mother died, Tia Dolores came all the way from Mexico City to live with the family. Tia Dolores was Mama's sister. She brought lots of new things with her. A piano, a writing desk, paper, pen, and ink. Josefina loved Tia Dolores and the sunshine that she brought into their house. And Papa seemed happier too. But Josefina's older sister, Francisca, had other feelings. Are you hurt, Francisca? Are you ill? Shall I fetch Tia Dolores?
No. I've had quite enough of her.
What do you mean? Tia Dolores is good and kind. She's trying to help us.
By changing us, now she's going to make us learn to read and write. Mama didn't read or write. Reading and writing will be one more way Tia Dolores will fill our heads and our hearts. We'll have no room left for Mama. We'll start to forget her. We've already started.
Francisca, that's not true.
I'm not going to do it. I won't learn to read and write. You'll have to make your own choice.
Josefina was suddenly confused. Was Francisca right? Would learning to read and write be disloyal to Mama? Francisca made it seem as if Josefina had to choose between Mama and Tia Dolores. I miss you, Mama. I hope you're listening. I wish you were here to take my hand. I need you, Mama. I'm lost and lonely. There are so many things I don't understand. If I am happy, will I forget you? If there is sunshine, should I be sad? If I am growing, if I am learning, if I am changing, can that be bad? If Papa's smiling, does that betray you? You know he loved you through and through. I have this question, so I'm just asking, is there room in the heart for two? Is there room in the heart for two?
After we finish the laundry today, you'll have your first reading lesson. What's the matter, Josefina? You look sad.
Tia Dolores, I worry that I'm forgetting Mama. Francisca and I were trying to remember this poem Mama used to sing to us, and we can only remember the last line. There's no love like the first love.
Come with me. I have something to show you. When I was far away in Mexico City, I made this book. I wrote down songs and stories your mama and I both loved when we were little girls. I wrote this down. On a rosemary bush sat 4 white doves, saying there's no love like the first love.
That's it.
When you learn to read and write, you can look in this book anytime you like and read your mama's words.
Oh, gracias, Tia Dolores. Josefina felt as if she had received an answer from Mama. It was as if Mama was encouraging her to read and write. Look, Francisca. Tia Dolores made this book. She wrote down all of Mama's poems and prayers and songs. And here's the one that we couldn't remember. Tia Dolores just read it to me. On a rosemary bush sat 4 white doves, saying there's no love like the first love. There's no love like the first love. When we can read, it'll be like hearing Mama's voice. And when we learn to write, we can add things that we remember her saying. This book will be a place to keep her words safe forever. Reading and writing won't pull us away from Mama. It will help us remember her and keep her close. Josefina realized that she didn't have to choose between Mama and Tia Dolores. She could hold them both in her heart. Gracias, Mama. I am so happy I won't forget you. No need to worry, I won't be sad. I know I'm growing and I am changing. I'm learning new things. You would be glad. And Papa's smiling. We found a new way to keep your memory forever true. Now there's no question, I won't forget you. And there's room in my heart for 2. There is room in my heart for 2. Up there in heaven, I know you're smiling. That there's room in my heart for 2. That's why my square is 2 hearts in 1. Because you can have more than one person you love, like more than one best friend.
Yeah, but I understand how bad Francisca felt. She thought Tia Dolores was going to take Mama's place. It's sort of like she was thinking how Mama herself would feel. Like if you had a very good friend, and then they started being best friends with someone else and left you out. That doesn't feel good.
Kirsten felt left out too. But it wasn't because someone was taking her place. At school at recess time, Kirsten and her friends had fun working on a quilt for their teacher, Miss Winston. But then, Kirsten had to stop going to school because she had to stay home and help her mother. Mama was going to have a baby, and some days, Mama's back ached so badly that Kirsten had to do all the work. She had to milk the cows, churn the butter, pick berries and greens to eat, and cook breakfast and dinner. Every night, she would fall into bed exhausted. Soon it would be Kirsten's birthday, but she thought that her family had probably forgotten. She knew she shouldn't bother Mama about it until after the baby was born. Kirsten missed her friends. She knew that they were working on the quilt without her. She hoped they would not forget her. Day after day, Kirsten did the household chores as Mama's time drew near. Finally, the day came. Kirsten dashed across the pasture. Papa! Papa, it's time!
All right, Kirsten. You stay here.
So Kirsten waited all afternoon, looking across the broad pasture to their tiny cabin, waiting for a sign. Finally, far away, she saw Papa appear in the doorway of the cabin waving. He was smiling. When Kirsten got to the cabin, she was so excited.
Come see your little sister, Kirsten.
You've been such a good help, Kirsten. You've done the work of 2 women, and I know you've missed your friends. They'll be here at the barn raising next week with their parents. It's the day before your birthday, and I thought you might like to do something special when your friends are here. So after supper, we'll have music and dancing.
Kirsten was so excited. Mama hadn't forgotten her birthday after all. On the day of the barn raising, all of Kirsten's friends and neighbors gathered together in the meadow.
Happy birthday, Kirsten.
Happy birthday, Kirsten!
This quilt is for you.
Thank you, but I thought it was for Miss Winston.
We just said that so we could keep the surprise a secret. We wanted you to know we didn't forget you, even though you weren't with us.
I couldn't help wondering day after day, would you forget me while I was away? Would you remember the way that we cared, the secrets we kept, the stories we shared? But now we're together, it's so plain to see. You always were steadfastly standing by me. In a circle of friends, we care for each other, this circle of friends. No matter what happens as life turns and bends, I always can count on my circle of friends. Circle of friends, we care for each other, this circle of friends. No matter what happens as life turns and bends, we always can count on this circle of friends.
Happy birthday, Kirsten. You're blessed with good friends, and so am I. We couldn't have raised this new barn without our neighbors. So come on, birthday girl, let's celebrate with a dance. The seasons keep turning, and this much we know. Our friends become dearer, and our families grow. Circle of friends, we care for each other, this circle of friends. And wider the circle extends. We all must give thanks for our circle of friends. Circle of friends, we care for each other, this circle of friends. Sharing life's journey as the path turns and bends. We all need each other, this circle of friends.
Well, I understand how Kirsten felt. She couldn't do the same things her friends could because her mother needed her. But that's not all. Sometimes a person can't do the same things their friends do because they don't have enough money.
Well, anyway, Laura, money is not important in a friendship. Look what Addie found out about friendship. Remember what happened?
Yeah, remember? Addie's first friend in Philadelphia was a girl named Sarah. Sarah and her mother had been slaves too, just like Addie and Mama.
Addie was nervous about starting school. Back on the plantation, slaves like her family were not allowed to learn to read or write.
But Sarah told Addie not to worry. She taught Addie the alphabet and how to write her name. Sarah and Addie had a nice teacher, Miss Dunn.
Miss Dunn assigned Addie a seat next to a very smart, rich girl named Harriet. Harriet's family had never been slaves, so she had already learned to read and write. Harriet wore very fancy dresses.
Well, Addie was very impressed by Harriet. And when Harriet asked Addie to walk home from school with her, Addie left Sarah behind.
Addie started ignoring Sarah because she wanted to be with Harriet, who was smart, rich, and sure of herself.
Harriet had everything Addie wanted. But Harriet wasn't very nice. She was stuck up and made fun of Addie behind her back.
But Addie soon found out that the only reason that Harriet wanted her to be around was because she needed someone to carry her books and to be her flunky. She really didn't care about Addie at all. Addie was so ashamed of the way she had ignored Sarah.
Addie, why are you in here all by yourself, looking so sad?
Miss Dunn, I done hurt Sarah, and I wouldn't blame her if she never spoke to me again.
Oh, we all make mistakes. I suspect you've learned a lesson about friendship. You can't judge a true friend by the kind of clothes she wears. You have to look inside to find yourself a friend. Look inside to find a friend who's true. Look inside to see somebody's soul, to find a friend who always will be there for you. You have to look beneath the world that meets the eye. Look beneath to know what's really there. Look inside to read somebody's heart. Yes, look inside to find a friend who will care. Don't be hypnotized by someone's pretty lies or all the fancy things somebody's got. Don't be taken in or let it give your head a spin when they're acting like someone they're really not.
You have to look inside, look inside.
You have to look again to recognize a friend, someone you've overlooked, who's right in front of you. If you can look inside where love and hope abide, you'll find you've got a friend who loves you true. A friend who will bring out the best in you. Addie, you can't make things better by hiding in here with me. You need to decide what you stand for and act on it.
You're right, Miss Dunn. Sarah, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I wanted to be friends with Harriet because she was popular and smart and rich. But she ain't a real friend. I know you is. I never meant to hurt you, and I want you to still be my friend. Maybe we can study spelling together right now. Here, this is our first word. L-O-V-E, love. I won't be hypnotized by someone's pretty lies or all the fancy things somebody's got. Won't be taken in or let it give my head a spin when they're acting like someone they're really not.
Have to
Look inside.
You have to
look inside.
You have to
look inside. You have to look inside. You have to look again to recognize the friend who's always there, who's right in front of you. You can look inside where love and hope abide. You'll find you've got a friend who'll see you through, a friend who will bring out the best in you. You have to look inside.
have to look
Look inside. Look inside. Look where love and hope abide. Look inside. Look inside.
That Harriet was really mean.
But that doesn't mean all rich people are mean, Michelle.
Yeah, Pecky's right. Look at Samantha.
Samantha was living with her Uncle Gard and Aunt Cornelia in New York City.
Chestnuts, missy. Penny a bag. Put 'em in your muff to warm up your hands.
One day, she got a sad letter from Nellie. There had been a bad flu epidemic, and Nellie's parents had both died. Now Nellie and her 2 sisters were orphans. They were coming to live with their Uncle Mike in New York City. Samantha hoped to hear from Nellie when she got to New York, but Nellie didn't write. Samantha was so worried, so she decided to go searching for Nellie in the very poor part of New York City where Uncle Mike lived.
Watch out for the horse and cart!
Children in the alleyways and vendors in the street. These aren't the kind of people that I would usually meet. I've got to keep on going, keep walking straight and strong. Walk like I know where I'm going and sing a little song. Imagine what it's like to be in Nellie's shoes. I'm not so sure that this would be the life I'd choose. I wonder if she's warm enough on this cold night. I wonder if this Mike O'Malley treats her right. Imagine what it's like to be in Nellie's shoes, caring for your sisters all alone. Can't really say I'd like to be in Nellie's shoes. Oh, so far from home. Oh, so far from home. Please, ma'am, do you know Mr. Mike O'Malley?
And what would a young miss such as yourself be wanting with a lazy, good-for-nothing like Mike O'Malley?
My friend Nellie stays with him.
Ugh, that no good Mike O'Malley. Yes, he did live around here. Then a couple of weeks ago, the 3 girls came to live with him. And if Mike O'Malley didn't take all their money and anything else they had and run off. Now, I'd have took him in, but we were crowded already, so I took him to the orphanage over on 20th Street, the Cold Rock House for Homeless Girls. At least they'll be warm there and have food to eat.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I know where to find them. Imagine what it's like to be in Nellie's shoes. I'm pretty sure this wouldn't be the life I'd choose. The Cold Rock House for Homeless Girls sounds not too nice. The Cold Rock House for Homeless Girls sounds cold as ice. Imagine what it's like to be in Nellie's shoes. I guess that I'd be shivering to the bone. I'd be so scared if I were there in Nellie's shoes. Out there on my own. Out there on my own.
Samantha, you went to a dangerous part of the city. Don't go there again. Do you understand?
Yes, Uncle Guard. But now I know where Nellie and her sisters are.
We'll go with you to visit Nellie and the girls. We'll take some things to them.
Yes.
Imagine what it's like to be in Nellie's shoes. Let's figure out the kinds of things that she could use. First, I think we need to bring some good, warm clothes.
Books and pens and paper.
Cookies.
Lots of those.
Imagine what it's like to be in Nellie's shoes. Nellie and her sisters all alone. Imagine how it feels to be in Nellie's shoes. Oh, so far from home. Oh, so far from home.
If I had been born into a different family or lived in some other place or time, I could have found myself in Nellie's shoes, and Nellie could have found herself in mine. So Samantha and Aunt Cornelia and Uncle Guard went to visit Nellie at Cold Rock House. The directress of the orphanage was
Mrs. Nilda Froci. I had no idea Nellie had such perfectly lovely friends. Nellie and her sisters are new here, so of course they're still a bit independent-minded, shall we say, but they'll adjust. Our girls quickly learn the rules. Obedience, order, discipline.
Samantha! Nellie, I'm so glad to see you. Are you really all right? Well, they've trained me to be a maid, and I thought that would be good. I could work and take care of Bridget and Jenny. But now, something terrible has happened. I'm so scared.
What?
They've chosen me to go on the orphan train. It goes out west. It's full of orphans from the city. The train stops in lots of farm towns. People in the towns choose orphans to live with them and work for them.
But what about Bridget and Jenny?
That's why I'm scared. They're too young to go. They have to stay here. We're going to be separated.
Nellie, you can't be. You've got to run away, all three of you. You can come to Uncle Gard and Aunt Cornelia's house. I'll hide you in the attic. We have to do it. Tomorrow at 4, I'll meet you in the alley. Bring Jenny and Bridget. So the next day, Samantha helped Nellie and her sisters run away. When they got to Uncle Gard and Aunt Cornelia's house, Samantha sneaked them inside and hid them in the attic. Shh, you have to be very quiet. Gertrude the maid lives right down the hall. It's a little cold up here, but I brought extra blankets. Gertrude keeps an eagle eye on the food in this house, so I couldn't take much. But don't worry, I'll bring more next time.
Whatever is going on in here? Who are these children and what are they doing here? What have you been up to, Miss Samantha? You'd better come with me and bring these ragamuffins too. Just wait till your aunt and uncle see this. Begging your pardon, ma'am. These ragamuffins were hiding in your attic. Street children, no better than beggars. They've been stealing food.
That's not true. I've been stealing food, not them.
Now let's calm down. Samantha, perhaps you can explain all this. What do you have to say for yourself?
Uncle Gard, Aunt Cornelia, could they please stay here? They'd be a big help around the house. They've been trained to be maids.
Well, we don't need any more maids.
But Cornelia and I have been thinking we do need more girls in a variety of sizes. Tiny, medium, and still not very big. Miss Nellie O'Malley, would you and Bridget and Jenny like to stay here? You could be sisters to Samantha and daughters to Cornelia and me.
We would like that very much.
I must be the luckiest person in the world. I have 5 of the sweetest girls anyone could ever have.
No, I'm the luckiest person in the world. Now I have real sisters of my own.
And I'm the luckiest of all. If you knew what it's like to be in Nellie's shoes, if I were choosing families, you're the one I'd choose. To know that we'll be warm enough on this cold night, to know that everybody's gonna treat us right. I feel so lucky just to be in my own shoes. I think these shoes are starting to shine. If you knew what it's like to be in Nellie's shoes, I'll show you what it's like to be in Nellie's shoes.
Point is, even though Samantha was rich, she was still a really good friend to Nellie, who was poor.
Yeah, she tried to understand what Nellie's life was like. She really cared about Nellie, and she wanted to help her any way she could.
But sometimes it's embarrassing to be helped. Look at the way Kit felt after her dad lost his job, and her friend Ruthie tried to help her. It was 1934. The Great Depression had hit America, and people all over the country had lost their jobs and had to struggle to make ends meet. Kit's family had to take in boarders just to try to pay the bills. Kit's friend Ruthie was luckier. Her dad still had a job at the bank. One time, Kit and Ruthie went to the movies. Ruthie paid, and it made Kit feel uncomfortable. Ruthie bought the popcorn too. Kit only ate 2 pieces.
wearing a tiara and singing and dancing up that staircase shaped like a wedding cake. I like to imagine that I'm a movie star, or a princess just like her.
Oh, Ruthie, imagining you're a princess is just make-believe. I want to be like Amelia Earhart in the newsreel. She's a real person. The first woman in history to fly a plane across the Atlantic Ocean, all by herself. When I saw her up there on the big silver screen, it was the most exciting thing that I've ever seen. Amelia, you're my hero, you're my ideal. You're not a silly princess, no, Amelia, you're real. How does it feel to be Amelia Earhart? How does it feel to know that you can fly? How does it feel to climb up on the wing of your plane? Get in the cockpit, buckle your helmet, rev up the motor, taxi the tarmac, wait for the signal, ready for takeoff, wave goodbye, and when you thunder down the runway, and when you feel your wheels lift off the ground, how does it feel to find yourself way up in the blue with no one else around, flying so low, 4,000 miles across the Atlantic, up there all alone, flying so low, nobody else to give you some popcorn up there on your own. Bet there were times you felt some trepidation, wondering if you'd ever make it through, wondering if you'd reach your destination, but nothing can stop you, no one can top you. I want to be like you, flying so low, it all goes to show how far a will can go, flying so low. One day, Ruthie was helping Kit do her chores.
I've been thinking about Christmas. I know you and your mother are awfully busy, what with the boarding house and all. So I was thinking this year, instead of spending the whole day downtown the day after Christmas the way we usually do, we could just go for a few hours instead.
Well, time isn't the only problem, Ruthie. My mother and I don't have enough money for lunch at a fancy restaurant or tickets for a show. And I'd have to wear this old rickrack dress, which I hate.
You could wear my dress-up dress, Kit. I've outgrown it, and my mother will pay for the tickets.
I'd be embarrassed to wear your dress, and we'd be ashamed to let your mother pay for us.
Ashamed? Well, we're just trying to help.
I don't want your help.
Oh, I know. You think you're just like great old Amelia Earhart, flying all by herself without any help from anybody. Flying so low, Miss Independent, Miss High and Mighty, up there all alone, flying so low. I think you're stuck up. I think you're selfish up there on your own, letting your pride just ruin our tradition, keeping your nose stuck way up in the sky. Just go ahead and fly your stupid mission. I don't think we can be friends anymore. Guess we should say goodbye. Just fly so low.
I will, so low. That's fine with me, I'd much rather be alone. Flying so low, goodbye. But don't you think it was sort of silly of Kit not to take the dress that Ruthie offered in the first place? And the tickets?
No, I understand how she felt. It's like Ruthie was treating her like she was beneath her.
But she didn't mean to. Well, anyway, Kit felt that way. Okay. I'm ready to do my Molly scene. Katie, are you ready?
Ready for what?
Ready to do our scene between Molly and Emily.
Oh, I forgot.
You forgot? Never mind, I'm leaving.
Where are you going?
Actually, I just feel like maybe I shouldn't belong to this club anymore.
What are you talking about?
But you're the one who started the club.
You're the one who invited me to join.
That's just it. I just don't feel like my friends are really my friends anymore.
What are you talking about? You're going to ruin the whole sleepover. You're going to ruin the whole thing we've planned. The whole meeting is getting ruined, and it's all your fault, Becky.
My fault? You started it.
Everybody calm down. Angela's got this book.
A book?
It's a good book, Becky. The Care and Keeping of Friends. It says here,
when you have a misunderstanding and you don't know what to do, listen to each other and try to work it through.
You have to say you're sorry if you've done something wrong
or hurt somebody's feelings, made them feel like they don't belong.
In order to solve your problems, so all the bad feeling ends, first you have to listen. That's the care and keeping of friends.
Okay, you guys, sit down here and talk to each other and really listen to each other.
When you have a misunderstanding and you don't know what to do, you have to name the problem and say what's bothering you.
Katie goes to Laura's house all the time. They didn't invite me once.
You have to say your feelings and not what they did wrong.
Okay? I feel like I'm left out. I feel like I don't belong.
I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, Becky. It's just that, well, I felt funny inviting you to my house.
Why?
I don't know. Well, I guess it's because you have such a nice house and it's really big. So why would you want to come to my house?
I don't care about how big or how nice your house is. That doesn't matter.
But we just have 2 little rooms upstairs in Miss Martin's house.
Katie goes there.
Katie's house isn't very big either. So she said she wouldn't mind, didn't you, Katie?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind either.
You and Michelle have your own big rooms, and you have a big room where you could practice tap dancing. Nobody would ever be able to practice at my house because Miss Martin yells, "Stop that noise."
That's why I said we couldn't have a club meeting at Laura's house. Mrs. Martin would have a fit.
She has a fit if she hears the bathwater running too long.
Oh. But it still seems like you were trying to keep Laura to yourself, Katie. That's what it feels like to me.
When you have a misunderstanding and you don't know what to do, try to really understand each other's point of view.
And if you're feeling sorry that you've done something wrong or hurt somebody's feelings, made them feel like they don't belong,
in order to solve your problems, so all the bad feeling ends, you have to say you're sorry. That's the care and keeping of friends.
Well, maybe I was trying to keep Laura to myself. You have so many friends, Becky, and I liked it that Laura invited just me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
It's all right, Katie. And Laura, I really would like to come to your house sometime. I can help you and Katie take care of your little brother. I don't have a brother either.
I have an idea. We could have a club meeting at my house if we do something very quiet, like make a quilt.
That's a great idea.
It's easy to solve your problems, so sorry. Listen to each other, listen to each other. That's the care and keeping of friends. Care and keeping of friends. Care and keeping of friends.
Strike up the band! It's Molly and Emily's birthday boogie woogie. Fussing and a fighting, it's a hullabaloo. Kicking up a ruckus and a how do you do? I sang trouble and you used to have your way. I sang you never listened to what I had to say. Then we started walking, started talking, and then we're back on the track. We're back together again. Back together again. Back together again. Back together again. We're back on the track. We're back together again. Thought we'd never make it to the opposite side. We were sinking deeper than the ocean is wide. Just a little lost and just a little bit sea. Emotion in the ocean in between you and me. But then we got our bearings, started sharing, and then we found common ground. We're back together again. Back together again. Back together again. Back together again. We're back on the track. We're back together again. Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it? Who'd have bought it? Who'd have bought it? Who'd have ever thought that we'd be feeling so good? But we made it. But we made it. Celebrate it. Celebrate it. Now we got it settled. Always knew that we could. Back together again. Back together again. Back together again. We're back on the track. We're back together again. Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it? Who'd have bought it? Who'd have bought it? Who'd have ever thought that we'd be feeling so fine? Fighting's over. Fighting's over. We're in clover. We're in clover. Honeybees are buzzing and the sun's gonna shine. Back together again. Back together again. Back together again. We're back on the track. We're back together again. We're back on the track. Back on the track. Back on the track. We're back on the track. Back together again.
Okay, everybody, this is it!
Birthday party, birthday party, birthday party. Surprise!
I didn't know anybody knew. And this is for you, Laura. Her friendship quilt.
To show that we missed you when you couldn't come to our meeting.
It's for me. It's so beautiful. This is the best birthday present I've ever had. I couldn't help wondering day after day, would you forget me while I was away? Would you remember the way that we cared, the secrets we kept, the stories we shared? But now we're together, it's so plain to see. You always were steadfastly